The big story right now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Telangana raising family politics or parivarwaad at a rally in Hyderabad. He said dynastic politics had ruined the political system and families like them have no interest in the welfare of the people. Their only desire is to stay in power and make money. The fact that he was in Hyderabad while saying all of this at a time when Chief Minister Chandrashekhar Rao has flown out and is not meeting the Prime Minister, perhaps deeply significant and also in line with the very tough rhetoric that the Telangana Chief Minister has levelled at the centre.
परिवारवादी पार्टियां भारत की केवल एक सियासी समस्या नहीं है। परिवारवाद और परिवारवादी पार्टियां देश के लोकतंत्र और देश के युवा दोनों की सबसे बड़ी दुश्मन है। देश ने देखा है, तेलंगाना के लोग देख रहे हैं कि एक परिवार को समर्पित पार्टियां जब सत्ता में आती है तो कैसे उस परिवार के सदस्य भ्रष्टाचार उसका सबसे बड़ा चेहरा बन जाते हैं।
For every possible state government, wherever he goes, from a national platform, from a regional platform, that he is anti-dynasty or dynastic politics. But saying this in Hyderabad, in Telangana, which is going to go to polls in 2024, Telangana's elections and the Lok Sabha elections happen together. So basically there are 2 years left. For him to give this message out in Hyderabad is very, very clearly a message to KCR and family. We know that K. Chandrashekhar Rao, his son KTR, his daughter K. Kavita, they are all part of the Telangana Rashtra Samiti. So for him to give out this message in Hyderabad is obviously and directly an indication to this first family of the TRS. Also noteworthy is the fact that the moment the Prime Minister drove in, KCR drove out. What Mr. KCR is trying to do is forge some sort of a national alliance, a non-Congress, non-BJP national alliance. Many such attempts have been made in the past and failed. But yet that is not stopping Mr. KCR from at least thinking along those lines ahead of 2024. So these battle lines are very clearly drawn. And why this assumes importance is because, number one, the Congress is in a very bad shape in the state of Telangana. You have virtually no opposition or no ground presence of the YSR Congress in Telangana. They are a strong force in Andhra Pradesh, but not Telangana. TRS is huge in Telangana.
So while the Prime Minister touched down in Telangana, the Chief Minister was in Karnataka as part of his nationwide tour. K. Chandrashekhar Rao was in Bengaluru to meet former Prime Minister and JDS Supremo H.D. Devegowda to discuss the national agenda for the upcoming presidential elections and stressing the need to put up a united fight against the BJP. There are also meetings with H.D. Kumaraswamy and other leaders. This is the second time in 4 months that the Telangana Chief Minister has not been in his state when the Prime Minister has visited.
To fight against BJP, Congress is not capable now. Their strength is diminishing. At this juncture, several regional party leaders, they wanted to come together. To bring them everybody to one platform, I think Chandrashekhar Rao ji is efforting his personal to bring link with all regional party leaders. He is working out very hardly.
Shrija joining us for more. So Shrija, a concerted attempt now by the Telangana Chief Minister and TRS Chief to get non-Congress, non-BJP political parties on board in a united sort of fight?
Well, the top priority for the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrashekhar Rao right now is to unite all the regional parties from across the country as well, because just a few days ago, we did, of course, see where he did meet Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Punjab Chief Minister. Then he went on to also hand out compensation relief, especially to those farmers who had lost their lives. This is as far as the long-drawn agitation against the centres, which is repealed now, the centres farm laws. And then, of course, we did, of course, see how last week he did meet the family members, the near and dear ones, especially of those soldiers who had died in the Galwan Valley crash. So he has, of course, a game plan at the moment, and the top priority for K. Chandrashekhar Rao is to unite and form a grand alliance as far as the regional parties are concerned. To talk about especially the vote share, the maximum vote share is right now being shared, especially by the DMK, and then we are also looking at the SP, and then form an alliance. So bring about all the third parties we're talking about, and so that they can come to a consensus as far as an opposition candidate, not just for especially the presidential polls that we're talking about, but also for which the KCR is preparing an agenda, a national agenda, especially for the Lok Sabha elections 2024. But before that, the most important challenge, the bigger challenge that lies before him is especially to do with the assembly elections. Now he has to do it's going to be once again a litmus test for him, and if at all everything goes well for K. Chandrashekhar Rao, he will once again emerge as a third-time Chief Minister.
Right. Thanks very much, Shrija, for joining us with that. Let's take this right across to experts joining us on the program now. Krishank Manne, he's a spokesperson of the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, and we're also being joined by PKD Nambiar, supporting the BJP in this debate. Krishank, let me begin by asking you at this point, the fact that twice in a row now, twice in 4 months, every time the Prime Minister has visited his state, Chief Minister K. Chandrashekhar Rao has chosen not to be there. A message there? Does this not even sort of fulfill the requirements of propriety?
Well, this was a pre-scheduled program of Honorable Chief Minister KCR to visit Karnataka, and he has a schedule for another 3 to 4 days also that he would be meeting leaders of different states, be it chief ministers or even opposition leaders and some activists too. But, doesn't look like it is mandatory also when Honorable Narendra Modi ji has visited Hyderabad on the capacity of Bharatiya Janata Party leader and not the capacity of Prime Minister, because what he spoke today doesn't seem to be that he spoke like the Prime Minister of India, but just for a campaign of Bharatiya Janata Party. And for that, Chief Minister KCR's presence was not needed. His only speech point today which is being highlighted is the political accusation which he has done in 2014, 18, 19, and every time when he visited Telangana. And that didn't really favor for the Bharatiya Janata Party in votes too, because those who have participated in Telangana movement have been victoriously emerged, be it KTRG or even KCRG or even Harish Rao Garu. But time and again, Narendra Modi ji is pointing out this.
But Mr. Manne, K. Chandrashekhar Rao has also not minced his words either about the centre or the Prime Minister or his party. He's called the BJP a divisive party. He's talked about how the Telangana farmers have been let down, and he is now clearly embarking on what appears to be a nationwide mission to gather forces against the BJP in 2024.
Absolutely, because see, what Narendra Modi ji spoke today, the only point which he had was parivarwaad. Then even parivarwaad, if that is the case, then who is Jay Shah to lead cricket of India? And I think he should even expel Rajnath Singh ji and his son also, if they do not believe in parivarwaad. Speak about Telangana's development. There are many issues which they have promised in the Bifurcation Act. There are pending issues which are promised by Narendra Modi ji. Palamuru Rangareddy project, not a single irrigation project got a penny from Government of India or even a national status. The Niti Aayog recommended for Mission Bhagiratha, but they haven't given any funds.
PKD Nambiar, coming on that, the fact that the Prime Minister chooses to make most of his speech about dynastic politics, about parivarwaad, when at a rally in Hyderabad, it's clearly obvious what the message is there.
There is no doubt. I think parivarwaad or the family-driven politics, these are family-owned companies. I mean, I feel sometimes the leaders the leaders sometimes behave like a slaves of a family, and that is very unfortunate. Despite 75 years later, also we have families which are ruling many of our states, including the southern states. And that is very unfortunate. That what can we say?
So are families then only bad when they are ruling states? Is it okay for families to be in politics if they are not in charge of sort of opposition states, as it were? The point Mr. Manne has already made.
Ankita, I'll tell you, if you are a politician and if your son or a daughter is equally capable and coming through the ranks and becoming another leader, I don't think that everybody has got the right to be so. But the problem in these cases, whether it is in Tamil Nadu or in the case of Telangana and etc., they are basically more of like it's a family driven. So that means after the KCR, it has to be KTR. After the KTR, it will be his son or his daughter.
KTRG was jailed in Telangana agitation. I think you should know that. KTRG was jailed. No BJP leader was ever arrested also. KTRG was jailed. Yeah.
So idea is that
I think half facts and half information is always dangerous.
I understand your problem. I understand your problem. The problem is that when a person like you're working for a company,
handing over cricket
you have to speak
to Jay Shah is called legacy.
Defend a party without even having any knowledge. The problem is that because you are a slave of a party, family.
Yadurappa's son is called legacy.
Yadurappa's
what is legacy? Jay Shah played cricket. Jay Shah played cricket. Did he play Ranji level or at least college level?
Yadurappa's son became the Chief Minister of Karnataka after the Yadurappa. After has he become the President of Karnataka BJP?
I can tell you KTRG participated in Telangana agitation.
Logic, the BJP do not
arrested numerous crimes.
Even for a
he
criticism,
fought for the state.
It doesn't work.
What did Jay Shah fight for?
Jay Shah is not a BJP leader. Jay Shah is not a BJP president. Jay Shah is not the Home Minister.
He is super powerful person.
He is the secretary of BCCI. Anybody can contest. You also go and contest.
The biggest revenue.
What are you talking about? Speak logic. You understand
Rajnath Singh's son.
People who work for KCR.
Mr. Nambiar, if I may, what is the BJP's policy then on families in politics?
I only said very clearly, the people who are coming in
Goa, 3 couples were given tickets. Husband and wives in Goa, 3 couples were given tickets.
Okay, I'm going to have to wrap this up, gentlemen. You're talking over each other. We'll leave it at that.
Ankita, I will tell you one
very
second.
Quickly, last comments.
KCR is behaving like the Prime Minister in waiting. His qualification is that he speaks Hindi and English. There is no other qualification for KCR to become a Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he will not be even able to come back as a Chief Minister. Forget about the Prime Minister.
All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
This is dream, and that dream will only remain as a dream forever. And I can promise you that he will not even become a Chief Minister.
Daggers drawn over parivarwaad.
Can
any political party in this country say that they are completely free of parivarwaad? I think, that's really the big question at this point. Thank you both for joining us. We'll take